Okay, this is another equation, simple equation. We have to balance it. First, balance the metal. First, we have to balance the metals. There is no metal in this particular reaction. Now move toward the non-metals. Okay, non-metal here is sulfur and nitrogen. Okay, first balance the sulfur. Sulfur is balanced on both sides of the equation. Nitrogen is also balanced on both sides of the equation. Move toward oxygen. Oxygen on the reactant side is 3 and on the product side is 7. Multiply this with a higher degree. It is now multiplied with, simply in simple math, it is now in this condition already multiplied with 1. So moving toward the higher degree, we have to multiply it with the 2. So after multiplying it with 2, we got this 6. Okay, 6 oxygen on the reactant side. But after we have to check the our other products. Okay, we have to check our non-metal again. Okay, after putting 2 here, we have to check the non-metal again. Now the non-metal have to, here the sulfur is balanced, the nitrogen is unbalanced, so multiply this with the 2. Now on this side we got the oxygen, change in the oxygen number, that is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Okay, that is 9. So we got here 9 oxygen. Now simply multiply this side, reactant side, with the 3. Okay, moving to a higher degree, 3, then we got here 9 oxygen. Okay, how many? 9 oxygen. So we got 9 oxygen. Of 9 oxygen, now again we have moved back toward the metals. We check the metals. We don't have any metal here, so we move toward non-metals. We would check the non-metals in our reactions. Okay, the non-metal here is again unbalanced. The sulfur is balanced, but the nitrogen is not balanced. So we again here multiplied on the product side with 3. Okay, 3. After multiplying it with 3, there is a change in the oxygen number. Okay, okay, oxygen number changed here in the product side. How many oxygen are now? 4, 6, 10, 11. There are 11 oxygen on the product side and 9 on the reactant side. So we move further and we multiply this with the higher degree, that is 4. 4. Now here the oxygen is 4, 3, 12. Oxygen is 12. Okay, here the oxygen is 12, and in this reaction the oxygen is 11, but here the change in the nitrogen. We moving back to check our metals and non-metals, so the nitrogen number is changed. So we have to multiply it with the 4 in order to balance our metals and non-metal first, and then moving toward the oxygen. Okay, so we multiplied here with the 4, we got the change in our oxygen number. Okay, here we have to again check the oxygen, 4 to 8, 12, 13. So here are 13 oxygen in the reactant side, oh sorry, in the product side, 13, and here to 12. So we move to further and we multiplied our reactants with a higher degree, so we are multiplying it with the 5. Here the oxygen is now our 5, 3, 15. Okay, oxygen is 15, and in this reaction the oxygen is now 13. So we have to multiply it with the 5. Firstly we move toward the non-metals, metals and non-metals. There is no and not any metal, so we are having a concern with the non-metal, so multiply it with the 5. So nitrogen is balanced and oxygen is now changed. Oxygen number is changed. So check the oxygen number, how much? 5 to 10, 5 to 10 plus 4 is 14 and 15. So our oxygen is balanced. Now oxygen is balanced on the reactant side and on the product side. Okay, on the reactant side and on the product side our oxygen is balanced, but moving toward the hydrogen, our hydrogen is not balanced. Our metals are balanced, there is no metal, non-metals are balanced, oxygen is balanced. Now after balancing them all, move toward the hydrogen. Hydrogen in the reactant side is 5 and on the product side is 2. So simply multiplied it with not 2. Here the hydrogen is 2 plus 2, 4. Okay, now we have to multiply it here with the 2. Okay, simply because it is here it is multiplying already multiplied with 1. It is the maths rule. When there is no any digit, it's basically a multiplication of 1. Okay, here multiplication of 1, so we move it with the further degree and multiplied with the 2. Now we move again to the metals. There is not any metal in the reaction. Okay, and we move back toward the non-metals. Non-metal, sulfur is balanced, nitrogen is balanced. So why we multiplied here with 2? Because we have to have concern with the metals and non-metals. So if you multiply it with here, that got a bit changed, so we have to simplify it our ways to our success. So we should use our brain and multiply it here with the 2. Okay, we balanced our oxygen. Now we have check our metals, non-metals, oxygen, and then move to hydrogen. Hydrogen we got now hydrogen on the reactant side. Our hydrogen is 5 and on the product side our hydrogen is 2, 2, 4, 5, 6. 6 hydrogen is here. So if we simply multiply here with 6, we multiply here with 6. Okay, simply multiply the reactants with 6. Okay, we got the sulfur 1, the nitrogen 5. So moving toward nitrogen, simply raise it and multiply this again with 6. Okay, sulfur 1, nitrogen 6, nitrogen 6, hydrogen, here the hydrogen is 6, and the first we have to balance the oxygen. Oxygen here is 6, 3 is 18. Okay, oxygen is 18. Here the oxygen is 6 to 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. The oxygen is 18. Our oxygen is balanced. Now, this is oxygen, not hydrogen. Okay, oxygen is balanced. Now hydrogen is also balanced in the equation. So our balanced chemical equation is S plus 6HNO3 goes to form H2SO4 plus 6NO2 plus 2 water, H2O. This is balanced chemical equation. Okay, thank you.